Hello everyone, today you will do CKLA Skills, Unit 2, Lesson 7. In today's lesson, you will identify proper nouns. You will also read previously taught tricky words. Let's begin by going over proper nouns. Proper nouns name something specific, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing. Names of people are proper nouns. Each person in our class has a proper noun for their name. Listen to one of our students' names. Eileen. Not everyone has this name, so we know it refers to a specific person. Touch your nose if this word describes you. Girl. The word girl refers to many students in our class, not just one student. Now listen to another student's name. Dallas. Not everyone has this name, so we know that it refers to a specific person. Raise your hand if this word describes you. Boy. The word boy refers to many students in our class, not just one. Therefore, it's not a proper noun. Let's go ahead and do some wiggle cards. This is your chance to get up and move around. Make sure you stay in front of your device. I will show you a wiggle card. It's your job to read it and then do the action that it states on the card. Be quick because you won't have much time. Read the card. Greet a pal. Read the card. Hop 3 times. Read the card. Wave and smile. Read the card. Stand in line. Read the card. Sleep. Read the card. Rise and shine. Read the card. Hiss like a snake. Read the card. Be a tree. Read the card. Graze like deer. Last one. Read the card. Stand on heels. That's the heels of your feet. Good job. Now let's play a game. Let's play Tricky Words Baseball, or we could call it batting practice. I will show you a trick word. It is your job to read the word correctly. When you read each word correctly, it will be like taking your turn at bat and hitting a ball. Make sure you read each word carefully, but make sure you're reading quickly as well, because you will only have 3 seconds to read the word before it changes. I will show you the tricky word card. If you read the word correctly, you can imagine yourself making a move to the next base, signifying a hit. Then we'll go on to read the next card. Remember, you'll need to read the words quickly in order to get a hit. It also has to be correct. If you do not read it correct, you do not get to move to the next base. Make sure you're keeping track of your own points. We'll go through all of the tricky words that we have learned so far. Here are the order of the bases. You'll begin here at home base. When you get a word correct, you can go to first base. When you get another word correct, you'll go to second base. When you get another one correct, you'll go to third base. When you get another one correct, you go right back to home base and you can start again. Let's begin. Read the word. Read the word. I hope you did a good job reading those trick words and reviewing. Now let's go into our reader. Take a look at the table of contents you see on the corner here. Here's today's story. It's called At the Reef. The story's title often provides a clue as to what the story is about. Do you know what a reef is? This is a picture of a reef. A reef is an underwater ridge or bump made up of sand, rocks, and or coral in the ocean. A reef can have a lot of different fish or other sea life living in and around it. We learned that Gran is adventurous and likes trying new things. Can you make a prediction about what Gran might do at the reef? Let's go over the spellings we will see in the story before we begin. We will see words spelled with EE. We know that EE says E. We'll see words like this. Repeat after me. Sea, bees, eel, reef, meat. You'll also see words with the I space E, and we know that I space E says I. You'll see words like this. Repeat after me. Like, Mike, ride, glide, miles, smile, hive. You will also see some tricky words. The tricky words in this story are he and she. Let's preview our vocabulary for the story. The first word is miles. Say miles. Miles are a unit of distance. Here you see a track and a mile marker beside it. Of course, this track isn't 80 miles, but you could run around this track to make 80 miles. Our school track, you can run around it about 4 times to make 1 mile. The next word is eels. Say eels. Eels are long fish that look like a snake. You see the picture of the eel here. The next word is hang glide. Say hang glide. When someone hang glides, that means it's a sport. And when someone is hang gliding, they are in a harness and they are attached to a triangular parachute. You will see someone hang gliding in our story today. This is what it looks like when someone is hang gliding. You see the person in the air is attached to a triangular parachute. The last word for today is hive. Say hive. A hive is where bees live. This is a picture of a hive. It's actually a person holding a hive. I want you to listen to today's story to find out what types of adventures Gran had at the reef. I will read the story, and I will stop throughout the story for discussion. At the reef. Josh asks Gran what it was like when she went to the reef. Well, Gran says, it was a lot of fun. I made a plan to meet my pal Mike. I had to ride my bike 9 miles to the reef to meet Mike. That is a long ride, says Jen. Take a look at this part of the story. That is a long ride. Look at the marks around the words. Do you remember what this type of punctuation mark is called? Those are quotation marks. What does this punctuation mark tell the readers? It tells readers that someone is talking or speaking. Take a look at our picture. How do you think Gran feels about her long ride? Why do you think she feels that way? Look at what Gran has in her bag or her pack. What do you think these are sticking out of the back of Gran's bike? Let's keep reading. When I got there, I went on a dive to see the fish and the eels. With Mike? Josh asks. No, Gran says. Mike did not dive with me. He went to hang glide. Did he like it? Jen asks. Not so much, Gran says with a smile. Why not? Asks Josh. It must be lots of fun to hang glide. Look at this part of the story, the fish and the eels. What does Gran mean when she says she went for a dive? Look at Gran. What is she wearing? What do you see in the water around Gran? Look at this part of the story. Fun to hang glide. Now let's make a prediction. Why do you think Mike did not like his hang gliding experience? Let's keep reading. Did he crash? Asks Jen. No, says Gran, but he did have a bad time. When it was time to land, he hit a hive of bees. He got stung 10 times. Yikes, says Jen. Look at this part of the story. He got stung 10 times. Can you read this last sentence on your own? Now read the very last sentence. Yikes, says Jen. Read with expression. I'm going to ask you some questions about the story we just read. Make sure you answer them in complete sentences. If you need to go back and listen to the story again, please do so. Were there any parts of the story that were confusing to you? Was your prediction correct about what Gran was going to do at the reef? How far did Gran have to ride her bike? What did Gran do while she was at the reef? What did Gran's friend Mike do? How did Mike's hang gliding time go? We have used the word adventurous to describe Gran. After today's story, what other words might you use to describe her? Now I will give you a chance to reread the story at the reef again on your own. When you are finished, you will complete worksheets 7.1 on page 27 and 28. Make sure you look back in the story to find your answers, and answer always in complete sentences. Now let's go over your story questions. Open your workbook to worksheet page 7.1. That's 7.1 in the top right-hand corner. This is on page 27. You'll find 27 in the bottom right-hand corner. We will also be working on page 28 on the back. Don't forget to put your name on your paper. If you need to pause the video to find your page number, please do so and press play when you're ready. Let's begin. Number 1. Where did Gran plan to meet Mike? At the reef, on the swim deck, in the Swiss Alps. Fill in the bubble next to the correct answer. Number 2. What did Gran ride to get to the reef? Make sure you answer in complete sentences. Use part of the question in your answer. For example, you could say, Gran rode blank to get to the reef. Don't forget to start your sentence with a capital and end with a period. Number 3. What did Mike do when Gran swam with the fish? Make sure you answer in complete sentences. Start your sentence with a capital and end with a period. Use part of the question in your answer. And number 4. Why did Mike have a bad time? I hope you do your best work today. You also have worksheet 7.2. You can use this to practice reading the story, The Swim Meet. You do not need to submit a photo of this worksheet. Let's go over your work you will submit today. You will submit story questions for At the Reef. This is worksheet 7.1. You will submit the front and the back, which is pages 27 and 28. Be sure to submit a clear photo of these worksheets in the assignments link on Canvas. Have a good day.